I'm trying to read it again because my mind was distracted. It says La Saltoia, and that means anti-authoritarian. And this is a shirt that my buddy made to wear around Tahrir Square during the revolution. And these fuckers were fucking wild in the Egyptian revolution. I don't know how much you heard here about it, but we were told by the media that it was a non-violent revolution and that without using violence, they had overthrown a dictatorship. Oh, so beautiful. Maybe we could do it too.
Oh shit.
With
It was
camels.
like actually on January 28th, they burned down every police station in Cairo, plus Mubarak's party's headquarters, 3 times in one day. And 350 people were killed in that day alone. You know? And they came back the next day. And it wasn't non-violent. There was a lot of fighting with the police. My friends were telling me about, like, they were like, yeah, we thought we were like hardcore because we're the ultras. You know, when these people would show up, literally when they would show up to the streets, like 4,000 fucking football hooligans with torches and shit and all this crazy, singing all these songs, that people would just applaud them because they were like, oh, the ultras are here to fucking fight the cops. Thank God, you know? But then they were actually fighting in the neighborhoods, in the poorer neighborhoods outside of downtown. And they were like, damn, we never thought of taking an entire 24 box of Molotov cocktails and throwing that at the police. Like the locals were doing, you know? I was like, damn. That's a big thing. But we're walking across this very famous bridge called the Qasr al-Nile, which is the bridge of the Nile. And it goes across from this island called Zamalek into Cairo. And it was there, you might have seen the videos of the big fight on the bridge, this multi-hour-long battle where this huge crowd finally pushes the police back over the bridge and they get into Tahrir Square again. That was on January 28th. I'm walking across that bridge with these friends, and I had heard that the Mubarak Party headquarters, which is right there, it's all burned. I heard that it had been burned down by the Mubarak Party themselves to hide evidence of like torture and stuff. And then I had heard from another source that Mubarak had emptied the prisons. And of course, prisons are just filled with people who just want to burn things. They don't want to like go see their family or friends or whatever. They want to go out and arson. So the story was, well, Mubarak emptied the prison and all these crazy felons started burning things. So I asked my friends this, and they all started laughing. And they were like, no, we burned it. They were like, we burned it 3 times. We just kept going back. Thousands of football hooligans just burning the dictator's offices, you know? Brilliant. But that movement was put to a pretty big halt in November of 2011. And during the elections, and the massive hundreds of thousands of people protesting the elections were killed and repressed with American-made tear gas and American-made rubber bullets by an American-backed military. And this is a song about a bunch of things involving Middle East politics, because none of it, the U.S. didn't back the Egyptian military dictatorship because of Egypt. They backed it because of Israel and Palestine. It's a part of the U.S.'s strategy in the region. And you can ask any Egyptian, and they will tell you that. So this is a song about a bunch of different things that I wrote about a month ago when the U.S. was talking about invading Syria. Israel bulldozed thousands of homes in the West Bank and shot kids for throwing rocks and tanks and rounded up an entire generation, denied them human rights, denied them a nation. And now you blame Palestinian rockets, but you back drone strikes in Yemen and Somalia. It's predictable, but it still pisses me off. We saw US-backed troops kidnapping men in Iraq, labeled anti-Iraqi, abused and mistreated, tortured and jailed and accused of treason, where only crime is questioning the government. Never would have known, but Chelsea Manning uncovered it. Lots of stains left in our path. You cannot line the bodies and trace the lines back to the forced march of the Cherokee and Choctaw. Oklahoma echoing the Fallujah. It's a old mentality that dug those graves. Imperial ambitions paving the way to new American centuries. Post-modern manifest destiny. It's how it's been and it's how to be. If you're gonna take a stand, stand next to me. It's one too many I told you so's. One too many things we weren't supposed to know. The ghosts of T.E. Lawrence and Leopold still clearing land for African inroads. They still resist like they did in the 20s when the British partitioned the land to make money. The cavalry, the pilotless drone, black budget cash built warlords and generals. The paid mob in the streets of Tehran, the heroin flights, CIA bombs, the backroom bribe for the IMF loan. I guess the money spoke louder than the revolution. They showed you cash and you flipped fast. The people kept rising. You shot back. 2011 died in a flash of American money and American gas. It's a old mentality that dug those graves. Imperial ambitions paving the way. You can ask Sukarno or ask Allende what fate falls on a third world democracy. It's how it's been and it's how to be. If you're gonna take a stand, stand next to me. I think I'll just do one more.